Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, with our queer news for today. Now, I want to make you a promise. We will continue to bring you the latest in queer news, culture, and politics. 7 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So, if you are digging our intersectional take on the daily, consider joining the QCrew. The QCrew is our monthly membership program we started to help grow the podcast. With your help, we can bring you more stories celebrating our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and comrade communities. This month for the QCrew, we have an exclusive interview with our new producer, Day. Catch the video to learn all about them and to hear his 5 vocals, okay? He brings it. If you want to watch the exclusive interview, though, you got to join the QCrew. Now, you've shown your support by tuning into this episode. You can show your curiosity by clicking the link in the show notes to learn more about the QCrew. Family, did you know the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival is coming back, celebrating its 10th anniversary? It's all going down November 11th through the 13th at the Cathedral City Amphitheater. This anniversary celebration is featuring some of the very best women in jazz, including none other than Lettucey herself. So, if you like jazz and enjoy being with lesbians of color from across the country, then you need to start making your plans to attend the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival. Visit palmspringswomensjazzfestival.org for all the details. And y'all know we got the link in the show notes, and I plan on being there too, so come on, let's go. Family, it has been too long, and I have missed y'all so much. These last couple of weeks have been insane, but in some of the best ways possible. I've had some divine experiences, and all the no's that I received in July made room for all the yeses I received in August. I am really grateful. The clarity came so quickly because y'all, it was rough out here for a sister. I'm just telling you. So here's the deal. We are still figuring this thing out called queer news, but our commitment is to be more consistent. Our commitment is to give you queer news at the highest level possible. As we figure this thing out and figure out our processes and our groove, we believe we are moving in the right direction. So I'm excited because today is my birthday. Boom, 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 boom. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Hey, it's Virgo season, okay? I am 39 today, and that feels great as I sit here in so much gratitude. Lots of gratitude because today we launched tickets for the 9th annual Purple Tie Affair concert and silent auction. It's so hard to believe we've been doing this for 9 years. This year will be special too. VIP will be our Q original podcast listening party. Typically we have an artist perform, you know what I'm saying? We have hors d'oeuvres get warmed up. Well, this year it's gonna be so lit. I'm so excited to give y'all an opportunity to hear what we've been working on and the podcasts we've been creating as part of the Cube. I'm excited. For general admission, Kenyatta Ken Chris is performing with her band, and she is going to shut it down. I hope y'all are ready to party this year, for real. All of the proceeds are going to the Chicago Therapy Collective, which you will hear lots more about over the coming weeks. So I thank you in advance for getting your tickets. I thank you in advance for watching the live stream. I thank you in advance for sharing this information with your friends, your family. And y'all, the silent auction is online, so you can get into that no matter where you are in the world. So I thank you in advance for your continued support of the work. And truly from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you. Okay, all right, enough of that. Let's get into it. Now for the news. A heroic high school librarian who opposed the removal of LGBTQ books receives a national honor. A gay son speaks out against his fundamentalist mom's book banning crusade, and the new slasher, They Them, is where queer people are the heroes, not the victims. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to higher frequencies. We do this frequently. Turn your radio station to E3 for that decency. Listen to great music and the latest movement. Safe listening for anyone that's tuned in. Who you waking up to? Anna DeShawn, QCrew and friends. It's
top story for today is about Martha Hickson, a New Jersey high school librarian who received a national prize for opposing the removal of LGBTQ books from school libraries, even in the face of backlash and harassment. She told NJ.com earlier this year, quote, "Today's kids have access through the device in their pocket to the entire world, for good and bad. They deserve to see their real lives and experiences portrayed in the books they read. They deserve to have those books written in the vernacular they speak, and like it or not." Well, with that statement, Hickson said she was targeted with defamatory comments during school board meetings, received hate mail, and was even shunned by some coworkers. Well, she's using her platform to draw attention to local school board elections, which have been a focus for far-right and anti-LGBTQ energy and funding. Because family, we know which books they are targeting. The data shows us the books center folks who are LGBTQ, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So big ups to Martha for standing up, and for the American Library Association for recognizing her courage. That's real. Our next story is about books and courage again. In this case, a 28-year-old gay man is speaking out against his own mama. Y'all heard? His own mama's crusade to ban books in his Texas hometown. Now, Weston Brown has been estranged from his family since 2018 when he came out. Still, when he came across a video of his mother, Monica, demanding that books featuring LGBTQ themes and depictions of sexuality be banned at a school board meeting in North Texas, he decided to speak up. He told NBC News that, quote, "It was one thing when my parents' beliefs were causing this rift between us, and it was just a family matter. But seeing how she's applying those same tactics to public activism at a time when so many basic rights are being challenged, I couldn't stay quiet about it." In a profile, Brown described how his mother, who homeschooled him and his 8 siblings and is the director of a private Christian education cooperative, strictly monitored the books and films he consumed when growing up. This may sound a little odd, but she even went as far as to bake a pan of brownies that she claimed included, quote, "a little bit of dog poo," end quote, for her son to illustrate a point about exposing yourself to harmful ideas via books, film, etc. when he came home from seeing The Avengers. Can you imagine your mama making you some brownies with some poo to try to make a point? Did she make him eat the brownies with the poo in it? Yo, these stories are just so bizarre. I digress. Brown also mentioned that she removed pages from science books when he was a child to keep him and his siblings from seeing illustrations of the male and female anatomy. She warned that reading the wrong books or watching bad movies could open the door to sinful temptation. Well, after Brown came out in 2018, his parents urged him to see a Christian counselor and would only allow him to see his younger siblings at church. His mom also cut him off in November of that year when she texted him and said, "You are not invited to our house for Thanksgiving or any other meal." Oh, a mother's love, right? Another thing about his mom was that she actually blames his homosexuality on, quote, clown demons. Clown demons that entered him when he watched part of Stephen King's miniseries, It, when he was 10. Y'all, it's just so incredibly frustrating to see people like Monica use Christianity as a cover to justify their own hate. These hate-filled folks are filling up positions at all levels of government to remove queer-affirming books from schools, repeal the right to same-sex marriage, shut down LGBTQ pride celebrations, pass state laws limiting the ways teachers can discuss gender and sexuality, and so much more. I am so glad he had the courage to speak up against his own mom. May we have just a little mustard seed of his courage today. You feel me? For our last story today, have y'all heard about the film They Them? Well, it's a thriller for sure, centered around 7 LGBTQ campers attending a conversion camp who endured unsettling psychological techniques while the campsite is stalked by a mysterious killer. Writer and director John Logan said he wanted to include a collection of heroes that his teenage self desperately needed. He also wanted to celebrate all parts of the queer experience, including sexuality, romance, and the general vitality of the queer experience. A lifelong horror film lover, Logan said he wanted to celebrate all the tropes of the slasher genre and the 7 queer characters and the actors playing them, whom he describes as the Magnificent Seven. He wants to explain that queer characters can be complicated and not stereotyped. So here's the deal. I do not do horror, so you'll have to tell me what you think of this one, okay? Deal? Deal. Go check out They Them on Peacock. Now let's close with our word for today. I really want to talk today about redirection. My July was really tough, and I received a lot of no's that I thought would be yeses. Then August comes, and I get a couple of yeses that lead me down paths that make it so abundantly clear why I received the no's. So I want to tell you to not be discouraged by the no's, but rather to look at them as a redirection. Try to tap into what you should be doing in that moment, because we can often not see God's plan when we're in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? We always say hindsight is 20/20, but try to find that insight while you're in the midst of it all. Truly surrender and give it over to God and the universe to handle. Just keep your head down and do what you're called to do. God's promise is still very real. Till tomorrow, family. Peace. This podcast is a production of E3 Radio, your #1 queer radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation.